Hello, FedPhoenix fam. So today we are going to do a video on calculating FSA credits for those who can earn them and apply them. So I'm going to have some visual examples because a lot of people get confused, and as they calculate the time they're earning off, they let's say the first 3 months, right? So they'll write out their time, and then after they cross out the first 3 months, and they'll cross out month 4 because they're like, oh, I earned that month off. And that's very confusing. The simple way to do this is to cross out, let's say, the first 3 months, right? That'll earn you 30 days. And then go at the very bottom of your months and cross one out. And as you work your way of earning them from the front end, you take them off the back end. And that will give you a much better, more accurate way to calculate your FSA credits. Your first 6 months, you can earn 10 days of FSA credit. Now, the First Step Act says up to 10 days, but the reality is either you'll get them or you won't. There is no people earning 5 days or 6 days. That just never happens. So don't get lost in the language of that. After your first 6 months, you can earn 10 days per month the first 6 months. Then you can earn 15 days per month after that. And a lot of people ask me, I had a lady ask me today, well, if I do programming after I did her calculations, does that mean that I'll get more time off? And I said, honey, the programming is what puts you in earning status. If you go to a camp, working is not an option. And I have a video about working in a camp on my YouTube channel as well, if that's something you're interested in. But you'll have to work if you're at a camp. She's going to a camp. In order to be FSA compliant, you will also need to either be taking classes or on a waiting list for classes. I strongly advise everybody when you first get in, as soon as you get your PIN and your PAC number, and you can use the email system, when you get on TrueLinks, go to surveys, do the FSA needs, whatever it's called, do the survey. If there's ever a survey, just do it. And then immediately, because pretty much everybody is going to have a need for a health class and a money management class. If you have any debt at all, or if you have a financial crime, you'll be required to take one of these classes. Pretty much anywhere that offers FSA has the class called Healthier Me. And, find out who teaches that class at your prison and email them to get on their waiting list. Money Smart is another one that's pretty much at anywhere that does FSA. You want to find out who teaches that, get on the waiting list. As soon as you do your survey, before your first team meeting, when you hear what your needs are, you want to make sure that you are in compliance with getting your FSA credits, okay? So with that, we're going to hop into it. Now, another thing, too, that I should mention is, oh my gosh, my cat just got me. If you're going to have any period of time served taken off your time, then you will also take this off, or this time off your sentence at the top of the paper where we're figuring out how many months we're calculating FSAs for. So if you have a 40-month sentence and you have 6 months jail credit, then you would take an additional 6 months off this top number that we're starting from before you calculate your FSAs. So let's hop into it. Our first example is we have a person with a 20-month sentence, right? Now, we know this person is going to qualify for 2 months of halfway house. That's not going to change. The only way that FSA is going to affect your halfway house time is, in your halfway house time is 10% of your original sentence or 6 months, whichever is less. So on a 20-month sentence, 10% of that is 2 months. That is less. That will be your halfway house time. You can, if you have a particularly long sentence, you can earn up to a year off your sentence through FSAs. And additionally, you can earn up to a year of extra halfway house time. Now, if you're wondering, let's say, you're going to be given, let's say you have 100 and whatever month sentence. And so you're given 6 months halfway house time, right? Because that's more than 10, or that's less than 10%. And then you earn another year through FSA. So now you're looking at 18 months halfway house time. A lot of people opt out of halfway house time. Well, some people do, because a lot of these halfway houses are riddled with drugs. If that's going to be a pitfall for you, depending on the length of your sentence, you may want to reconsider doing halfway house time. And you can't be punished for choosing not to do halfway house time and just doing that time in prison. Additionally, most halfway houses have levels. They have an earning system, right, where you go up through levels, or tiers, some places call them. And usually there is a level by which you can then transfer from the halfway house to an ankle monitor and finishing out your halfway house time on home confinement before you start probation. So to people who say, well, who the heck wants to do 18 months in a freaking halfway house? Like, how would you not get in trouble or whatever? If that's a concern for you, probably at your halfway house, I would say maybe 6 months or so being there, you'll be able to earn to finish that last year on home confinement at home for your halfway house time, which is certainly something you want to do. So keep all this in mind. So let's get back to it. So this person has 20 months. That's 2 months halfway house. Now, because they have less than 2 years, you get 54 days off per year. So if you're like this person, you have 20 months, right? You're just 4 months short of 2 years. You're only going to get good time credit for 1 year because you only had one 12-month year in a 20-month period, not a full 2. You have to have the full, and they don't do partial. So this person would have 2 months of good credit, good time, GTC, that would come off. So that leaves us at 16 months. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the front end, right? You earn them on the front end, they come off the back end. So I'm going to cross out numbers 1 through 3, those first 3 months, right? Let's say they're earning FSAs. That'll take a month off the back end. That takes away month 16. So now we're going to take off months 4, 5, 6. That'll take off month 15. Months 7 and 8 will take off month 14. 9 and 10 will take off 13. 11 will put us, see, now we're down to this. Now we're down to the numbers 11 and 12, right? And in month 11, they're going to earn 15 days off, which really kind of means they kind of overlap. When you have just 2 numbers left, as you're going, then it's in between. So we're talking they would do 11 and a half months in prison, assuming they're earning FSAs this whole time and they don't lose any good time or FSAs credits, FSA time off, because you can for disciplinary reasons. So you want to be very cautious of that. So this person on a 20-month sentence, 2 months halfway house. I'm looking at this in reverse. We'll have 18 months, and then we take off the 2 months for good time. That puts them at 16. With earned FSA, out of that 16, they would do 11 and a half months. We're going to do a few examples, a few of the more common sentences that people come to me wanting me to calculate for. But once you kind of understand how this works, you can do it for yourself. So our next example is we have a person with 24 months. That's 2 full years. They are going to get 4 months off for good time, and which takes them down to 20 months. Then they will have about 2.5 months halfway house, which would take them to 17.5 months. The people in prison are not very enthused to do their paperwork. So you would definitely, when you're looking at doing 17.5 months, you might as well just call it 18 because there's going to be some overlap. You'll very likely be in the same situation I was, where at some point when you get your FSA credits, you're what they call an immediate release, and you've overstayed your time. Which does not mean you can call your friend or your husband or whoever to come pick you up and go home. What that means is they have 48 hours to get you off the compound. For this person, unfortunately, because halfway house time is considered part of your prison time, they will probably end up doing 18 months. And they'll still only have 2.5 months, maybe even 2 months at that point left before they start probation of halfway house. Now, for our first person who was doing 11.5 months. For that person, I do not recommend RDAP. Unless you just genuinely want that extra structure and whatever, and you have a serious substance abuse issue and you feel like this can help you with that. But as far as just getting time off, I wouldn't recommend it because the RDAP program is 10 months. So if you're only there 11.5 months, by the time you would actually get into RDAP, you wouldn't have enough time on your sentence to even finish the program. So for that person, we're going to say no to RDAP, right? So let's get on to our current person, our 18-month person. So we're just going to go ahead and knock off the first 6 months because we know that would take 2 months off the bottom. So that takes away months 18 and 17. We take away 7 and 8, they're earning FSA. That takes off month 16. 9 and 10, earning 15 days per month at that point. So that we take off month 15. Month 11 and 12 We take off month 14. That puts them at a 13-month sentence. My RDAP recommendation for this person would be also, it's not worth your time. By the time you get into RDAP and you finish it, you're going to halfway house anyway because you've earned FSAs, or there's like a month difference. Now, if you go to a camp where the RDAP program is very laid back and comfortable, and these do exist, then you may want to do it because maybe there's some extra perks for the fact that you're in RDAP as far as your day-to-day life. Now, if you go to a place where the RDAP program is very strict, like Alderson was when I was there, you do not want to do RDAP. This person does not. Because they're really going to essentially serve the same amount of time either way, and they're going to make their life very structured and miserable. And I have a video on RDAP as well on my channel if you'd like more information about that. So let's get into some of our heavy hitters, our people with the slightly bigger numbers. So here we have a person with a 40-month sentence, okay? This means they will get 4 months of halfway house, which takes them down to 36 months in prison. They will be earning off 6 months. 6 months of good time, because you get 2 months off per year, and they have 3 full years. They don't have a fourth full year. And 2 times 3 is obviously 6. So this person is looking at doing 30 months. So let's get to it, right? We'll mark off the first 6 months. They were earning FSAs during that time. That takes off month 30 and 29. Then we will mark off months 7 and 8, which will take off month 28, 9 and 10, cancel out 27, 11 and 12, cancel out 26, 13, 14, cancel out 25, 15, 16, cancel out 24. Wait a minute. 3, 6. Okay. Months 17 and 18, cancel out 23, 19 and 20, cancel out 21. So we are looking at 22 months. This person is looking at 22 months in prison, plus their 4 months. Then after that, their 4 months of halfway house. For this person, if they so choose, I would strongly encourage them to do RDAP, right? Because if you're looking at doing, let's see here, 22 months in prison, right? But mind you, their original sentence was 40 months. This is enough time to get the whole year off for RDAP. So let's say it takes them 2 months to get into RDAP after they get to prison. And then it'll take them about 10 months to finish RDAP. When they finish RDAP with that year off, they have overserved their time by 2 months. Unfortunately, there is no do partial RDAP to get partial credit. You either finish it all and get credit, or you don't and you get no credit. So for this person, I strongly recommend going to RDAP. And we're going to do one more example. And if you want, when you're watching this video, if you want to write down your numbers and do the math with me, or if you want to practice doing some of these examples I'm showing you, just to kind of get the hang of it, that may be a good idea. So our next person has a year and a day. Now, this is significant. This is a very common sentence in the Fed. And the reason for that is because if they give you 12 months, just 12 months, 12 months alone, you get no good time. 12 months in a day, you get 54 days a year. So we'll say 2 months, good time. Now, after you have a sentence that is more than 12 months in a day, like a 40 month or a 30 month or 100 months, then basically for every full year, you take 2 months off your time for good time. But if you just have 1 year, or if you have less than a year, you will not get good time. So a lot of judges, if they're sentencing you to a year, they will make it a year and a day, specifically so you have the incentive of good time. You have something to lose going into prison if you get into trouble. So let's look at it. So this person is 12 months in a day. They will have 2 months taken off their sentence for good time. That takes them down to 10 months. Now, mind you, 10% of their sentence would be 1.2 months. These people are in no hurry to do their paperwork. You're not going to get that extra 0.2, which is like about 5 days. Just chalk that as a loss. So now they're down to a 9-month sentence. So months 1 through 3, we will cross out, right? That takes away month 9. Months 4, 5, and 6, we cross out. That takes away month 8. That puts them at doing 7 months. So as they earned it, from the front end, we took it off the back end to calculate it correctly. This person would do 7 months in prison, 1 month of halfway house, and then they will be done with all the prison stuff and they will be starting probation. For this person, I obviously would not recommend RDAP either because it's a minimal 10-month program. Can be longer, depending on how you progress through it. They don't have enough time to get into RDAP, to do RDAP, to even, barely get halfway through RDAP. So they will have zero incentive to do the RDAP program. But again, if you're a person with a severe drug issue and you don't care about the time off, you just are hoping that you can acquire some skills perhaps to help you combat your addiction when you get home, then, more power to you. But as far as, from the angle of getting time off your sentence and the angle of your everyday day-to-day life being, relatively, as comfortable as it can be, I would strongly not recommend this person go to RDAP. So this is how you calculate your FSA credits. It's very simple. You do the math at the top, take your sentence, subtract your good time that you should be getting off. Hopefully you don't lose that for disciplinary infractions. Hopefully you don't lose any FSA time for disciplinary infractions. And then you also want to remove from your prison time calculations the time you're going to spend in halfway house. And again, if you have served any time, if you're going to get credit for time served, for county time in the county or whatever, or if you have a state sentence and a federal sentence that are running concurrently, you can kind of count that as time served too, assuming you're doing the state first, which I think actually doesn't happen often. I think usually do federal first. But either way, potato. And then you would come up with your number, right? How many months you're expected to serve in prison. And then you would deduct, as you chop away the months at the front end, you deduct the time off the back end. And where you kind of meet in the middle, or it's not really the middle, but where you meet, where these things, the time from the back end you earned off and the time you're doing from the front end, where these two numbers collide, that is the number of how long you will spend in federal prison. So, and don't forget, you also have your halfway house time to do after that. So I think that's been fairly thorough. My email will be in the description if you need to contact me for any reason, or if you're struggling with this. Let's see. My Cash App and PayPal will be in the description. Any donations to the channel are greatly appreciated. To help me grow my channel, to help me produce my book that I'm working on, just to help me with the day-to-day as I acclimate to life outside of prison. Also, there will be a link to the merch line. Y'all see I'm wearing my FedPhoenix hoodie today, right? Not the most beautiful, stunning piece of clothing I'll ever own, but it's about spreading brand recognition quite indignantly and honestly, but also it's about visually representing the fact that I am cheering for the underdog. I'm cheering for the person who is in a bad situation and is trying to make something productive out of that. And so if you would like to also promote this concept or this lifestyle or ideology of lemonade out of lemons, please, I strongly welcome you to purchase something from the FedPhoenix line. And again, description will be in the link will be in the description. So, and if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. Our numbers are slowly climbing. And I'm really hoping at some point to hit that 1,000 mark, because that would be just life-changing for me in the best of ways. So, good day, God bless, and whatever you're going through, remember it is a slice of your life, and you will get through it because you have to.